Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have ZAC, and it has been a long time since we've had ZAC, but we have to ask the question, why is his play rate increasing? Why is his win rate increasing with it? And why has this been happening for a few months? And it has been happening for a few months. And as most of you know, the first time I got Diamond, I used ZAC. This was many years ago, end of Season 4, start of Season 5. But despite the fact that he has changed, actually he changed and then kind of went back to what he was, fused them together, he's much better now. We are seeing high elo players, casual players, everyone trying to pick him up a little bit. We're also seeing him go a little bit more into the support position as well. And some people will say, well, that's weird. And I'm saying, no. I mean, I've seen ZAC supporting career for years. I mean, it's been in videos from like Season 8, Season 7 that I've made, where ZAC is just randomly in support because of his CC and his damage. Now, as you will see from the thumbnail, it's the ability to go a really good tank item that was changed in the preseason, Frostfire, but also throwing in that Demonic's Embrace with your Aftershock runeset, as you'll see on your screen now, along with the Mejai's. His damage and tankiness and his healing capabilities from his blobbies really makes him a total package from a tank point of view, and a tank that can CC, absorb damage, and do a bit of damage himself is really the, I guess, the modern day tank. And Ornn has been typically the last one released, but you've got the Nunu, you've got the Sejuani, that's what we do. Now, ZAC full clears are some of the more difficult to do in terms of full clears, especially if you're going leashless and things like that. So this player is absolutely spamming, well, the living days out of ZAC. He is not really a ZAC main, but now he is, I suppose. He's just realized that this champion is super strong. I'm going to use it in Master Tier career, and I'm going to climb to Grandmaster with it. That's excellent. And so hopefully most of you can learn how to do that as well. Now, from the outset, we are against that Diana, right? Very interesting name, that Diana, nonetheless. How can we match this farming cadence? What are our goals in the game? Let's find out. Again, high kill participation, strong ganking angles, and a lot of disruption are the name of the game. The only issue I have so far, though, with ZAC being a sort of solo carry jungler is you haven't had that damage, and if you need it, you're going to build demonics early, which does compromise your tankiness if you are behind. Now, in this game, there will be behind, so let's watch how things go. Bottom lane, in the meantime, we have Jinx going in on a Samira Maokai lane, which Samira Maokai lane is kind of diseased. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Will we die? Yes, we will. 2-for-2 trade on the bottom side. We have the Jinx, so we don't mind that. Now, we've kited this out here, bringing it to the Raptor camp. We smite it, we get full HP. Now we can E on over to the Krug. Sorry I didn't focus on the ZAC there, but again, if you're clearing, you have to be staring at the minimap. I know it's intense to focus on clears that you don't know what you're doing, but if you're not F-keying and clicking on the minimap in that particular situation to see all the sums, you're not getting as much information as you should, and that's why you go practice tool first. Make sure your clears are juicy and fresh. So this will be your 3:15 standard timer. If you see a leash and you know Diana starting topside, obviously, then you know she's going to be sequencing down to this. And as a ZAC, I'm okay with that. You know, that's all we really want. If we can get off a crab, a full clear plus a gank, maybe a second gank, then that's all we're really looking for. Camille just doesn't track this whatsoever. This is absolutely stupid by her, but it shows you. Even in high elo, when they should trade relevant to jungle pathing, by that I mean, if you know a jungler's pathing upside, don't trade around 3:15. That's just asinine. Yet she does it and she dies. Interrupt the E, very well done. And we can still get a crab here. Obviously, look at this. Hello. Diana says, I am here, and bottom lane is also falling prey to the same thing that Camille fell to. For ZAC, this is all we want. Now, let's go and snack this crab again. The XP here is good, but it's at an 80% reduced rate, so it's like a custom minion, so don't die for it. I know, but try, okay? Really try not to die for that crab. Now, obviously, we know that the Diana would have shown bot lane with. We know that she has 20. We know that she has 20 CS, so she can gank the mid lane if it's pushed, or she can reset for a second sequence. That's what's really good for the ZAC here. To kind of, if you're mirroring the enemy jungler in the same way, you can just wait for a gank, and if she decides, you can counter gank it. Very easy. We're going into this knowing that the Diana just moved down and she will be here. We queue him to a minion. We do have a lot of CC, but because the chickens and obviously the Diana's gap closer there, we are forced to flash. So, not a fan of that. However, the Diana now will have the decision to make. Does she go for the clean 6, taking the Grump and the Wolves again, or does he reset straight away, knowing that the ZAC could actually do blue side and then try go bottom lane? These are the things you have to think about as a jungler, the bluffs, the strategies, when do we go back, when do we not. ZAC's decided to go back to his Grump second sequence, plus Wolves and Grump, and then potentially if Diana decided to stick around, he can actually counter gank this. Because we don't always know, there you go. Samira shows up with the, that's just very, very well done by the Diana. Very, very well done. Because you don't know this particular situation. If you see a path up going to this, is she resetting? Is she going to topside? If you see her go down, is she resetting? We're just going to gank bot lane again. So does that kind of try to do his sequence and then do it again? But Diana decided, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm putting my foot down and making things happen on the map. Samira, lazy back. ZAC, now I'm not a huge fan of our power thing at this point. I feel like we've wasted a lot of time. Now this ward is good. Great play by the Diana. Disrespect by the bottom lane to not track exactly where the Diana was going, or at least question where she might be going. In the meantime, Akshan has his ult available, which is now used. He's trying to actually go back to base. Trinimir is like, I have infinite sustain. I don't really want to go back to base. Akshan's trying to abuse this pre-6 spike, although he's still be very, very close. So there's really no point kind of coin flipping that if you don't know for sure. Yeah, the Diana, excellent, because she moved out of the back of mid lane like this, and you don't really know where she's going to be going. So that's well played by her. She's now controlling the tempo of the map in terms of farming as well as ganking. And ZAC, this is fine. You know, when you're a tank like this, don't worry about it. Make sure your sequencing is good and just try and get as many ganks as you can. You will not be able to match the Diana if she decides to complete AFK farm like a Karthus. You won't be able to match it. It will speed up, but your benefit here is in your ability to scale, do damage while scaling, and then of course CC and tank everything. Nice burn proc. We do have a random scuttle on the top side because Diana decided to gank bot lane before resetting to base. We can anticipate we might meet her here. Trinity will going back to base and coming back as well. However, because he's not in lane, Diana's not going to make the coin flip, I don't think. So we should be able to snack this and get out. There you go. You see? She waits for the Trinity to show before she tries to get that. But the ZAC decided to go Krugs, wrapped his Krug scuttle to make sure he abused the back timing of the mid lane. Very important when you think about it. For back to your Raptors, mid lane decides to roam because he is the Akshan. Bot lane is an absolute fiesta this game. Wall hops. That champion, this champion, the zap was gonna hit and then it didn't. I'm just staring at it. You can hold mid lane here. I think holding mid lane here is absolutely vital because you want to deny the plays to the Trinimir. You're not really looking to fight unless you can. I mean, if you can fight and kill and do this, do it. Because now you force his ultimate. We can actually easily snack this. He'll heal up there. We have blobbies. Just a clump around the head with his fist. Well played. I mean, Trinimir, the Diana would have seen the ZAC pull off of Scuttle. So Trinimir would have known what the ZAC was going to do. Just disrespect again. Using that E range, that damage, and that CC to really easily take control, use a tower to his advantage. Dan again shows top lane, another assist. Again, we go back to hold it ourselves. Cue them to stick them together. Very, very nice. Camille's like, if I hit you, I die. Akshan decides to use the mid-prior that was created by ZAC to roam top lane as well. Hook shot will not be interrupted. We could have tried, but cooldowns are important. Hold up, he's going for it. Stand behind the tower to block the ult if it's up, which it is. So, ZAC now is forced, basically, to stop his sequencing and farming and try and put some of the fires of Mordor out on the map. And I think, importantly, as a tank jungler, do this. Hold lanes, hold towers, kill people with CC and a tower with the damage that you have as well as the CC. Use a tower to your advantage. Don't get stuck into trying to match another jungler. Pure sequencing. Blue and wolves together. Drag them, my son. Drag them. We do have a smite charge available. We want to finish that as soon as possible. We can sit in this zone here, as you can see, very, very nice to tank them both together. This is very good mid-clear, mid-early game clear technique, because obviously you have a bit more damage. You have CDR boots, not CC boots. CC boots. Can you imagine boots that increased your CC amount? Reverse tenacity. As a tank main, I would enjoy that. We saw the Diana here, so we know she's in the area, so ZAC now can shadow, he can counter gank, he can play his cards, he can just hold B, he can kind of see this random crab showing up as well, but bot has prior. Once this spawns, we can assume Diana's going to do, the crab. She could also be on the dragon right now, she could be lane ganking. We don't know. The ZAC just doesn't know. But we have 4 points in E. We're holding. We see the Diana on the Drake from the Akshan roam, who hits the plant as well. We get the gank off. This is enough to push her away a little bit. Trinity is forced to respect it, and now comes and they will secure that. Nothing you can do there as ZAC, guys. Do not worry about it. Everything he did so far was good. The first sequence I felt forced things a little bit, but the next sequence was super good. You're seeing why ZAC's strong though. I mean, we just did that to Trinity on the tower. We moved top lane to Camille. Early ganks are nice. This is good. He does have the Dark Seal. He will go into the Mejais if he doesn't die. And the Mejais plus Demonics plus Frostfire feels good. You'll see. Again, we go in. We don't quite hit this one, but again, you have the follow-up CC with your Q. Sticking people together. And obviously now we've gone for the, what's it called? Giant's Belt plus the Blasting Wand. Oh my goodness, we can smite him to slow him. Can we queue them together? We have blobbies, we have passive. the Tryndamere counter. So, if you feel Tryndamere is too cringe for you, today, lock in ZAC, get CC, and solo kill him yourself. We see bot lane once more dying to the Diana 106. This is unfortunate. High econ jungler really wants his assist. ZAC knows 5 points in E. Can we hit it? We do have flash available as well, but we don't want to overcommit. Again, flash is over. I like it on the face of it. I want to go for it on the face of it, but I don't want to burn my flash in these situations. You know, that's twice we've wasted it with a bit of an over-aggressive move. It's good to deny the plates, though. Again, moves on down, denies the plates, forces them to back. Now they have to do a bit more of a respectful back. They can't just hit the plates and go back here. They're forced to run away. It delays. It gives your bot lane time to exist in the lane without their bottom lane, which is something you always want, you know? We don't really need to heal all the way. I think this is something huge. People are saying, well, why doesn't he heal all the way? You don't need to, because you will get your blobbies. You'll be able to farm and burn camps. You'll be able to smite camps in 20 seconds. You'll have the red buff. You will get your HP back. And again, you still have your blobby passive. That's this, by the way, in case you didn't know. Cell division. So you don't really die, you know, which is nice for League, because maybe people say nothing dies anymore. ZAC and the original Aatrox can say, we were first. And it's true, they were first. Right. Let's have a look. Pushed into mid lane again, because Tryndamere things. We think they might be going for the Herald, so we hit it just to check. We see Tryndamere go up. They use this new prio that they got because we rotated bot lane to move into the river to get vision control. We decide in this point just to go to the Krugs, because nothing else we can do. We do know Diana should be coming, and now we set up the counter gank. We do have ultimate as well. This is huge. We did see the Tryndamere Akshan's flowing from the behind. Now we can disrupt. Very good. Move to the carry you want to stay in front of. Good tank positioning there. Cannon is not the focus here. Oh, beautiful E to interrupt the plant. That was exquisite. And now Tryndamere is just, you're not going to catch him. So beautiful tanking. Beautiful tanking. I hope you enjoyed that. I love good tanking. Good tanking wins games, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're playing an MMO, whether you're playing League of Legends, when you're playing something that has healers, shielders, tanks, and DPS, the healers and the tanks are usually completely ignored. I knew it. You knew it. I would have just stuck on the crab, but at the same time, the beetle, excuse me, but at the same time, oh my goodness, just kill it. There you go. But now the problem is Diana's respawned, Camilla's respawned, and they're all going back to base, and you're going to solo a Herald. You know, and you can see the pings. Markai's already moving. There's no ways he can finish this, right? Yeah, he has to just leave. So we're going to give that up. I don't know. I would have probably stuck to it as long as I could have until it was very clear I couldn't take it. There's no real need to try and kill the Tryndamere. At least it's closer. I mean, if he stuck... if he stuck to it, maybe he would have been able to get it, but don't chase the Singe, don't chase the Tryndamere. If you can get an objective, do so. Either way, out of base, Demonics finished, Iron Boots of the City finished, Tenacity mega stacked, and we have, of course, the Dark Seal. I was going to say we have, of course, but the words flipped, so we'll stick with it. We do have a fight here, a nice ult by the Jinx to try and snack it, and yeah, we almost got it, but Diana picks it up. Good, very nice. Close though, very close. Okay, mid lane, E, Samira, ulted, CC'd, ulted by Lulu. Yes, this is so good. The Demonics rush is so good, and I think it brings a very important point to all junglers, all players in fact. Don't feel the need to rush your mythic if there's something else that can help you get your mythic faster. You understand? The gold amount for your first item can be cheaper, and then you can use that to accelerate. If it's a good item, then you can use that to accelerate your gold income, like the ZAC is doing with the Demonics, so that your second item comes faster, which is of course a mythic, and then you get that double down. As soon as you get it, you also get the activation of the passive on the mythic. So I do kind of like that as a raw strategy, much like your Ghostblade Eclipse, much like your Ghostblade Gold Drinker, if we've had that before. So there's been multiple variations of this. This is just a unique ZAC purpose. I do think, however, that you don't really need the blue there, buddy. Come on, we want 11. I do really think that for ZAC, I would probably sit on a Balmy Cinder as well, just to help clear speed. Not that it's a big issue, but if you're in a game where you kind of, I mean, I get this guy likes to put out fires, move, hold lanes, dive towers. You saw that, but typically I think a Balmy Cinder going this build would work out well. Kind of like what I do with Volibear or with Warwick sometimes, but to each their own. He clearly doesn't need it, and you don't really need it because of your damage, because your W as well when you're clearing. Again, beautifully done. However, we don't have ult. And then again, I'm going to say that was a beautifully done E on the face of it, but obviously a little too deep. When you have stacks on your Dark Seal, try to be... That's the third time he's done this now. He just kind of yeets in, and he dies, and it costs him flash and gold. At this point, you give shutdown, you lose your stacks. It's not good. You lose your passive. If your team can clean up, that's fine, but that's just total results based, and we really don't want to be thinking like that. Play around your ultimate. You had 20 odd seconds. You could easily do something in the meantime. But yeah, it's a very, very high... Here we go. It's a very, very highly active game, yeah? Ooh, 1v1 on the top lane as well. Trinity is not doing the splitting thing. Here we go. If I see a hull break, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed. Don't want to see that item. They nerfed it for ranged. I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like it was too much of a... I mean, it's definitely a problem on range. I'm glad they nerfed it on ranged. But I also think that in principle, the stats it offers are kind of nutty. So that should be nerfed overall. But let's see how we go. Let's see how the meta develops. Maybe there are direct counters that warrant... That do not... That the basic... Maybe there are direct counters that kind of, you know... mean we don't need to nerf and it kind of falls away, which does happen sometimes, granted. Sometimes it's just absolutely giga broken stuff that everyone complains about for a month, and then we all figure out how to play around it, which is a possibility. So, or we just determine that why do this when we can just play like we're meant to. Take the red again. Now our team isn't on the map here. We don't need to reset. I am very confused by what he does sometimes. And this is what you can see the difference between a Grandmaster and a Challenger and a Master player. You can see the difference. That's the fourth time he's just E'd without purpose, despite me staring at the map. You guys most likely seeing on the map like here as well. I get it, but you don't have ult, you don't have Lulu, and if Diana counter ganks, you're screwed. So, you know, is it good to go in there? Sure, but as soon as it looks doomed, get out, flash out. Don't stick around and die for it, you know? Good holding of the mid lane, but as a tanker, it is your job to engage and peel and disrupt. Right, we are still down a teeny tiny bit in gold. We see two people top lane, Cannon's moving top lane. We do have the team fight focus. We do have the team fight power that we must use. Mid lane is still occupied by two people. We have two people top lane. We can assume other people might rotate here. Let's go. Stitch them together, baby. Oh, that was just... As soon as you hit that Q on both of them, you know that they're gonna die. There you go. Camera was still, I apologize, but we'll take the double. And now again, huge video coming next week. I'm kind of revamping how I'm going to market the videos and structure the videos on the main channel. But huge point in the video that's coming next week is what the ZAC is doing here. He's using his E, yes, a bit suicidally sometimes, but he's also using it just to get around the map and to get to places faster. He's not holding cooldowns for no particular reason. Now the Maokai's out of position. We're simply gonna punish this. This is very much a be everywhere ZAC game, is it not? Really be everywhere ZAC game. Again, E up again. Let's go. We have ultimate this time. We do not have cell division, so we have to pay attention to that, but we can tank towers all day. Most of the day. Yeah, nice. Get your bobbies. The AP scaling on the bobbies means the healing is so good. Cell division, yeah, beautiful shields. There you go. That's the demonic. You see how quickly the tiny little ZAC with his high-pitched voice is running and picking up the blobs to make sure he can heal. Very, very nice. Well done. Huge part of his kit that people struggle with, actually. You want to pick up these blobbies that you shed from this as well, because it also, you know, absorbing goo reduces the cooldown. So there's something I'm not even touching on. I completely forget about it sometimes. It's just in the muscle memory. But you want to make sure you're picking up these goos to heal yourself. And then obviously it lowers the cooldown of the W again. So, well done. And now we're getting big, you see? 10 Mejai's, Frostfire complete, and now you're just going to become huge. And I was going to say something else, but let's just stick with that and know that the dragon is spawning and we would like the second dragon. But let's move on down with our little personal pixie whose job is to keep us alive as long as we can keep her alive as well as the ADC. And now we ditch her. We see the Trinity on the Grump here. The dude just uses ult, but it should be up again, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like this for me is just so irritating, but I don't think he needs... Yeah, I think it... Yes. Die. Every time is a Trinity, like he's 0-5-0 and he's still irritating. Like he doesn't do anything, but he's still irritating. So I don't think he needs a straight up rework, but that ultimate is definitely, I know there's a bit of a coin flip. I think everyone would agree the kit needs to be changed. But it definitely is gonna need the rework more because Trinity is viable and is playable, but we want to rework him because we hate him. But he's always been this way. He is who we thought he was. Does anyone remember that NFL interview? That's a long time ago. So maybe you guys are too young for that, especially those who don't watch NFL. Down the back line, very nice engage here. Now we simply can disrupt, keep Samir out of the back line. We can tank as much as possible. We do have a passive available to us as well. And all you're doing there is making sure that their team comp is separated. The Jinx stays alive, gets excited. Lulu procs him. You keeping the Akshan safe as well. He Bollywoods CC, and now your team can do damage. Let's have a look here. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. And the whole time we lived, by the way. The whole time we lived. We can look at that again very briefly. I can skip for 20 seconds if you don't want to see this again. But I just wanted to show this because this is so important. When you're caught out in a bad situation, so you engage, you're separated hugely from your team, right? So Diana sees this and says, okay, this is my time. She goes in, right? The Maokai goes in, Diana's in the back line. The issue here is we don't want the Samira to follow up as well. So what we do is we simply disrupt and force them to be completely separated so that they can deal with, from the back line, whoever's in front of them. Because you don't want the Jinx, you don't want the Akshan trying to kill the Diana. You want them killing what's in front of them while you take the focus of the rest of their team. And as you do that, you activate your blobbies. Samir tries to go in, but it's too late. We get the excited on the Maokai. We chase down the Samir right afterwards. We get respawned because of our blobbies and they couldn't focus it. Diana's super low. All of a sudden, Camille's going to rotate as well. But now, everyone is dead. We have all the focus in the world. Yes, Jinx dies, but because we're demonic 20 stack Meshai ZAC, we got the juice. Beautiful. And now we can dragon. And now we can dragon. I mean, he is carrying this game. And again, match history links are in the description. But every single video, he is carrying this game. He will do the most damage. Because despite the mishaps in his focus, in terms of the E-bombs that he was doing, he farmed well early on and then just decided, you know what, screw it. I'm holding lanes. My teammates are losing. Diana's trying to gank me here and gain advantage over me. I know I'll scale and I'll get my farm back. I'm just going to hold lanes and put out fires. Because you can. Look at this. The mobility on your E allows you to be everywhere so frequently. It's like Hecarim, except instead of speed, you just cover the distance in one hop. You know, like Grogu's running. Oh man, this Tryndamere is just trying to be cool, but it isn't working, and he'll probably still kill Lulu if you don't do anything there. So, a lot of damage. All right, here we go. We put 5 points in W as well. That helps for your damage as well as your gap closing when you have the E plus that. Don't really need the Q to do anything other than stitch people together. The W and the E are the most important things. E and then W, excuse me. Diana again backline. We've absorbed the focus from the Samira, and because we don't really need to be there to help our backline with the Lulu, it's okay to kind of keep someone zoned out of the team. Once your ADC is fed and has good peel from the Enchanter, you basically play the fight by ear. You can either just zone out their giga damage from the Samira, or you can simply, what am I clicking on? Minions. Or you can simply peel, right? It works both ways. In this case, we just keep the Samir out of the fight, let Jinx handle herself with the Lulu, move back in afterwards. But again, always present, always in the fight, know exactly what you need to do to win it. Sometimes it's just going to be keep the Jinx alive. That's your job. Just keep the Jinx alive because your Enchanter isn't exactly doing what she's meant to. Kill conversion ratio. Get some kills, get some objectives. Very good. Right. Now what do we build? Definitely going full tank here at this point. Yeah, Anathema's Chain, because you can basically stack this on... Can I see who he's going to stack it on? Does it tell me? Here we go. Yeah, okay, just tells me that there's a Nemesis. So, at this point, if you're going in heavily on the Samira, use it on the Samira. Which I think is probably the most logical case, or whoever's going to do the most damage that you're dealing with. Could be the Diana if you're peeling a lot and she's doing a lot of damage to you, but here we go. We're just going in now. I love this as a tank. This is important. You see how the ZAC just moving in? He's just moving in. Because you know you can survive. Nice flash here. We can get the knock up here. Just using it for damage. There we go. Beautifully done. Double kill. Assassino Zachary. Perfect. So what you want to do? She's out of the game mentally. So's a Tryndamere. The Tryndamere has just been free food the whole game. And still demanded the attention of his team because the one time we left him alone, he still took us in a tower, you know? So you have to respect it and you have to deal with him. But if he's not fed, it's really not that difficult. You just make sure you rotate, kill him, and then join your team and go do other stuff. And this should be the game. So a very good example of what ZAC does extremely well. A very good example of how it's very important to pay attention to where you're Eing. Don't just yeet in because you will be forced to burn your flash, you will lose your passive. And if you're going in too far, too deep, and you're distorted from your team, like the ZAC did in the mid lane tower, assess if you need to now peel, disrupt, or you can keep being an assassin. That will depend on the state of the game. That will depend on who's on your team. Click on the match history link in the description and you will see the gold swing. You will see the damage he did, and you will see how his progress goes. Maybe you can get to GM with ZAC, but either way, this is why ZAC is strong. This is why ZAC is continually played, because he matches the meta perfectly, and honestly, you can blind pick him. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment if you did enjoy and learn something. Don't forget, main channel Best Junglers is up as of today. Coaching VODs and signups are available on Patreon, and I hope you have a good weekend. See you all in the next tutorial.